One constant when we evaluate system risk is a perpetual need to maintain a well-trained staff. Not only should an organization's cybersecurity staff be competent, but they also require training in offense as well as in defense to help them get into the minds of potential threat actors. To make this happen, security teams often conduct practice exercises to test their knowledge and abilities in attack prevention. We use different teams for different functions. The red team is the offensive team. Its job is to try and break through defenses and obtain access to an organization's network. The blue team is the defensive team. Its job is to defend the network. Members try and prevent an attack before it occurs. The white team has the unique job of adjudicating these mock attacks between the red and the blue teams. They can perform their role during a true mock attack or, alternatively, through hosting tabletop exercises. This is a mock attack that's carried out in a meeting where both sides discuss how a given scenario might be played out. It's the more theoretical of the two exercises. As the red team is the offensive team, it takes on the threat actor's role and attempts to gain access to the organization's network resources. Typically, the red team is comprised of experienced ethical hackers. Ethical hackers are trained with hacking tools and techniques. An attack team might also include penetration testers that find weaknesses in the system's outer defenses. Once found, the goal is to do everything possible to breach those defenses. Overall, the red team's primary mission is to gain access to internal resources, like network servers or individual workstations. This role is often outsourced, since the internal source is well informed about the organization's defensive posture beforehand. As the network defenders, the blue team actively monitors the network to ensure that their defenses haven't been breached and that there's no active attack. The blue team jumps into action if they detect an anomaly or a security alarm goes off. There are a few ways these warnings might come in. When a firewall detects a possible breach or configuration change, it usually sends a warning message to the team with the details. An intrusion detection system, or IDS, sounds a system alarm. An intrusion prevention system, or IPS, takes the more drastic step of attempting a shutdown. A honeypot is a device that's used to lure an unsuspecting attacker to aimlessly explore. The device itself mimics a live system, but in reality it's a trap that accounts for the attacker's tools without actually exposing anything sensitive. In addition to hardware devices, the blue team uses software tools to try and figure out what might be happening. The team might use a packet analysis tool, such as Wireshark, to capture packet traffic traversing the wires. Endpoint detection uses AI to identify potential malicious activity, automate responses, and ease threat hunting. This is all a manual process, and it's especially beneficial when you're looking for internal attacks. Logs are an often overlooked diagnostic tool. Log aggregation tools like Splunk are used to combine log files from various devices, such as servers, routers, and switches. A log aggregation tool makes log files searchable so that an analyst can review them and look for abnormal behavior and attack signatures. The white team is comprised of staff that oversee compliance, management, logistics, and more. They may or may not be technical staff, but they must be knowledgeable about the security process and how the teams operate. The white team puts everything together and defines the exercise and the rules of engagement for the teams to work within. In the end, the white team is responsible for conducting the ultimate risk assessment and for carefully monitoring the activity's progress. All right, now that you understand the different teams, we can discuss tabletop exercises. In these exercises, the white team defines a theoretical scenario and specific criteria to evaluate the red and the blue teams on. They're given the criteria and rules of engagement beforehand, and then they take some time to strategize. Finally, they all come together and work through the exercise by discussing the what, when, where, why, and how of their respective plans. This is an exercise conducted in a meeting, not on actual equipment. The white team evaluates and scores the teams based on who presented a better solution. That's it for this lesson. In this lesson, we discussed the requirements for the different risk training